I went to St. Louis, Missouri the other day. Had Black Panthers from all over the country. No one knew about it at all. They had machine guns, recoilless rifles, grease guns, Lugers, 25 of them, all armed. The chief policeman here at the airport when I arrived, they were there, right there at the steps. He said he was violating the law. Yeah, we're violating the law. He said, we're tired of our white and black leaders, Jackie and Martin and Bobby being killed. We're going to protect this man right here. They didn't arrest one of them. Because they said if you arrest one, then somebody's going to die. Because we are ready to kill. Like power means black dignity. Just as surely as you're proud to be white, we're proud to be black. Black is beautiful, baby. It's pretty. I always say to my brothers, I say, they didn't worry about the white chicks. We got everything from chalk to charcoal in our own race. Side by side with you, or through you. We're going to be with dignity and integrity. We don't want any more than you have, and we're not going to accept any less than you have. That's my enough.
Progress is being made. If you take a knife and my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that's below me. And they haven't even begun to pull a knife out, much less trying to heal the wound. They won't even admit the knife is there.
What's happening? I'm sure y'all already heard about Tre Johnson riding his bike down the street and then shot down by the police. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Another young life lost for nothing. Let's see what the police, see what they got to say about it.
Saturday investigator Susan Samples joining us with what to expect this evening, Susan.
We actually just got as well a statement from the city, from Mayor LeGrand and Mark Washington, the city manager, and they are offering their sympathy. They're calling this a profound tragedy and promising a transparent and exhaustive investigation. Tre Johnson's family, the county commissioner, Robert Womack, and Richard Griffin, a community advocate, they're going to hold a news conference. That's Tre Johnson right there. They're going to hold a news conference at 6. They are inviting the media and community to show up. They're going to show video that they collected from citizens and talk about next steps. That's at 48th and Eastern. I think it's called Heroes Corner, and I will confirm that and get back on that. Heroes Corner is where that event takes place at 6 o'clock. They're going to play video, talk about next steps. they say that the video shows that Johnson could not have posed a threat to police because he was flat on the ground with a canine on top of him at the time. I've been in contact with Police Chief Eric Wenstrom asking for additional clarification. He held a news conference last night. I've been asking him some specific questions about there was a gun recovered, but where was it? Was it on Daquan's body? Multiple questions remain here. And as we told you yesterday, also police tell us that they heard a report that Daquan Johnson had a gun. He is on parole. He cannot legally have a gun. They found him riding his bike, this is what police say, near Eastern and Martin Luther King Drive. They chased him. He didn't stop. Police did put a canine on him. And in the body cam video, you can hear officers telling him to stop reaching for a gun, to drop the gun before they shot him, and he died. Like I said, he was on parole. He had some prior drug arrests. His family and community advocates say that doesn't matter at all. This did not have to happen, and this man did not deserve to be executed. He should be remembered for the special person, the sweetheart he was, the dad, brother, son, fiance. So this certainly will continue to develop as we go. But again, tonight, 6 o'clock, they're having another news conference, the family and community advocates. And I've heard that they are in touch with civil rights attorney Ben Crump as well.
This video, a different angle, and the chief said yesterday, there are so many videos, right? They just released 3 yesterday, short clips.
Right, exactly. And I certainly, the family is saying, show us everything. And also, they're like, we've collected citizen videos that suggest otherwise and fill in a lot of holes that what police shared left behind. They're not sharing everything. So the use of force expert I did talk to as well, and he was saying that if they, as we know, the bar is if a reasonable officer feared that there was a threat to their life or someone else's life, even if somebody didn't have a gun, but they thought reasonably that they were reaching for that, that's a fair shooting, at least based on court decisions previously. That's from the use of force expert. So it's such a delicate situation. Yeah.
And we'll hear more from him coming up at 5. Thank you, Susan, for that report.
And about a half an hour ago, family and friends of Daquan Johnson marched through the streets of Grand Rapids. They walked down Martin Luther King Jr. Street to Eastern Avenue, ending at the apartment complex where he was shot. 13 Your Side's Micah Cho is live at Eastern Loft Apartments with more on the march and reaction from Johnson's family. Micah.
Yeah, that march turned into what is now a vigil for Daquan Johnson. We can see the vigil right here. We have a pastor that is praying over friends and family here. Again, we have a lot of people out here. You can see we have some people holding balloons. There was somebody that came out with a box of candles not too long ago. So again, they're going to be having a candlelight vigil here. We talked to family earlier today. They said they don't really know how to describe how they're feeling.
We have a lot of different narratives that are going on as to what happened. But regardless of what happened, no one deserves to be handled like that.
Elizabeth Elliott describes her nephew as a father who loved to sing.
He loved to sing with anybody, and he could sing. He was a good dad. He took care of his kids.
Elliott says she wants to see the body cam footage of Wednesday night's shooting, adding that will be the only way they can get answers.
And we have him detained, and he's already on the ground. Why did it take him to have to shoot him? Why couldn't they tase him? Why couldn't they just get more people there? The dogs was already on him.
Kent County Commissioner Robert Womack says the officer-involved shooting happened in his district, and after talking with the family, he said he learned Johnson's kids watched what happened to their father.
His children also being in that apartment building, looking out the apartment building and watch the whole thing. They're calling their grandmother while this is going on. It's just a sad thing in this community, the trauma that those kids are going through. What do we have in place for those children?
Now, the apartment complex that we're in, where the candlelight vigil is currently being held, this is where Daquan Johnson was shot by that Grand Rapids police officer. And we're being told that at 6:30 at Boston Square, there will be another press conference hosted by Commissioner Robert Womack. They said that they're going to be releasing some sort of video. We have not seen that video yet, but they are going to be releasing another video to the public at that time. For now, in Grand Rapids, I'm Michael Cho for 13 on your side.
Go. Mayor David LeGrand says, quote, while the work of our police officers is essential to public safety, it must always be subject to rigorous oversight and held to the highest professional standards, end quote. Grand Rapids City Manager Mark Washington also asking for the community's patience during the investigation. The city is partnering with the Wisdom Center throughout March for community members who need mental health resources. And again, look for a live report following the latest press conference coming up tonight on News 8 at 7.
I pray to God that we all stand together, finally, and get justice for this community and make a change in our city so that our grandkids and our great grandkids have an extended life. I also want to let the community know I thank them for their support. I do, however, want to reiterate that I do not condone any type of violence, not even to the officer who shot my son in the back. Okay, so if you're gonna protest, please make it peaceful. Because if you can't do it peacefully, please don't march at this time and say that you're doing it on behalf of my son. Because I can't get justice if we're being violent too. Okay? So I need the community to know, I want you to show up and show out, but we got to show out in the right way. Because the only way we can make a difference is if we stop acting the way they want us to.
Reacting. Yeah.
The evidence is there. Y'all couldn't see it, but you will soon enough. But my son was shot in the back of the head. He was mauled in the neck by a dog. And the way he was shot in his hands, you could tell that his hands were being held behind his back. To the police chief, I'm not mad at y'all. What I want y'all to know is, yeah, Daquan was on parole. Daquan was a convicted felon. He was, but Daquan had a heart of gold. Okay? And if being a convicted felon and being on a parole is justified, is a justifiable cause, homicide, to execute, because they didn't just shoot him. They shot him execution style. It was up close and personal. Okay? They didn't just take my baby. They took somebody who loved his community, who gave to his community, who did for his community, who anybody could pick up the phone and call, and he was there. There's a million people that can tell you how Daquan uplifted them. So yeah, I acknowledge he was a convict. He was on parole too. So is your president. But your president is a convict. 35 times. He is Epstein files. He groped them women, but we voted him in, and I don't see none of y'all okaying us to go shoot him down like a dog. How many of y'all vote? How many people are in positions of power that should be convicts, but because they had enough money, their record ain't on file. Daquan just didn't have enough money to hire his gun. Okay? So if y'all gonna look at him for the father that he was, for the son that he was, for the brother that he was. I had to tell my daughter that her best friend was dead. And I don't think anybody knows. Now, I lost one, but the piercing screams that came through that phone killed me on the inside. Go out and love on your kids. I need y'all to start standing up for your kids. Because we are all that they get when their voice taken away.
Stand up for the tribe.
I'm going to be Daquan's voice. And I'm going to be Riley Doggett's voice. And I'm going to be Samuel Sterling's voice. And we are going to say their names. We are going to say their names. And we are going to get justice. Not just for my son, but for all these other people who the police went home, had dinner with your wife and their kids. And everybody's so worried about them and their family. After they done shot mine down.
Yeah. How about that? Right.
I still haven't got a copy of my condolences from the chief of police. I ain't heard from the chief of police, and I probably won't, because if I was them, I wouldn't call me either, because that's more evidence for me. Just saying. But at the end of the day, I
Justice must be served.
My son and the rest of these young men, their lives will not have been in vain. And I have faith in God that my son and family, we're going to make him.
This is more community.
Yeah, that march turned into what is now a vigil for Daquan Johnson. We can see the vigil right here. We have a pastor that is praying over friends and family here. Again, we have a lot of people out here. You can see we have some people holding balloons. There was somebody that came out with a box of candles not too long ago. So again, they're going to be having a candlelight vigil here. We talked to family earlier today who said they don't really know how to describe how they're feeling.
And we call it for boots on the ground.
We have a lot of different narratives that are going on.
NBTP.org.
But regardless of what happened, no one deserves to be
Donate
like that.
so that we can get
Elizabeth
more
Elliott
boots on the
describes her
ground.
nephew as a father who loved to sing.
You love to sing with anybody, and he could sing.
Donations right here so we can get more boots on the ground
he took
too.
care of his kids.
Elliott
keep the
says she wants to
broadcast
see the
coming
body
to
cam
you.
footage of Wednesday night's shooting, adding that will be the only way they can get answers.
If we have him detained and he's already on the ground, why did it take him to have to shoot him? Why couldn't they tase him? Why couldn't they just get more people there? The dogs was already on it.
Kent County Commissioner Robert Womack says the officer-involved shooting happened in his district. And after talking with the family, he said he learned Johnson's kids watched what happened to their father.
His
Sanctioned
children
homicide.
Also being in that apartment building, looking out the apartment building and watch the whole thing. They're calling their grandmother while this is going on. It's just a sad thing in this community, the trauma that those kids are going through. What do we have in place for those children?
Now, the apartment complex that we're in, where the candlelight vigil is currently being held, this is where Daquan Johnson was shot by that Grand Rapids police officer. And we're being told that at 6:30 at Boston Square, there will be another press conference hosted by Commissioner Robert Womack. They said that they're going to be releasing some sort of video. We have not seen that video yet, but they are going to be releasing another video to the public at that time. For now, in Grand Rapids, I'm Michael Cho, 13th on your side.
No warning, I'm coming deep in the underground.
Like TMJ said, I ain't fucking around. Don't give a fuck what they say. I'm coming in politely. So don't play, tread lightly. Justice and me is both blind, see. Didn't come to run away. Stand out the box. Baby. I came to stay. Make a plan for a better way today. I got to get my RPG nation about this situation that we're in. They got me running in circles. Can I get a sip or a light real quick? They're making shit get real big. But no warning, I'm coming knee deep in the underground. Like GRPD say, we ain't fucking around. I'm a renegade, never drink no hater, It's just how I'm made, sharp as a razor blade. Brown man still a bad mother for you. Real deal, like something you steal. And you speak ill of me, like the F told the G. If you ever with me, you ready for therapy. They never know I'm a phantom night rider, in it for the people. Project Urban Gorilla, in the struggle, yo. Changing up the game on these lanes, peak game. Flunk off half-glass of fame. Well, fill up your cup, if that's your thing. But me, I wasn't here. This ain't no game.
So I said to the group last night, nobody else can do this for us. No document can do this for us. No Lincolnian Emancipation Proclamation can do this for us. No Kennisonian or Johnsonian Civil Rights Bill can do this for us. If the Negro is to be free, he must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with the pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own emancipation proclamation. Don't let anybody take your manhood. Be proud of our heritage. As somebody said earlier tonight, we don't have anything to be ashamed of. Somebody told a lie one day. They couched it in language. They made everything black, ugly, and evil. Look in your dictionary and see the synonyms of the word black. It's always something degrading and low and sinister. Look at the word white. It's always something pure, high, and hazy. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will call, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful. All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper. I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country. Maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest All right, so that's because I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around. We aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory